Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Did you know that only 11% of visually impaired and blind people do more than 30 minutes of exercise every week? Did you also know that only 2 to 8% of people in that community use a white cane? These two stats told me that if I am going to get more people being active, then I need to understand how the two of them are linked. In this video, I am going to share my thoughts on why I think the two things are linked, and also I'm going to share insights from a conversation I had with Dave Steele, the blind poet. So I spoke to Dave when we were having a conversation about some collaborations in the future. And as a side note, if you haven't checked out Dave Steele, the blind poet yet, then you really need to. Dave is a talented poet, writer and speaker. He's been helping people with RP and sight loss and blindness for over 10 years. I'm going to post all of his links in the video description, so please go and check it out after this video. So I was telling Dave all about what was driving me to get involved in helping visually impaired and blind people to do more activity. And I told him about the statistic that is about only 11% of people doing more than 30 minutes of exercise a week. When I first read that stat, it shocked me. And as a PT, as a coach, as an athlete myself, I felt compelled to do something about it. At this point, Dave told me about only 2 to 8% of visually impaired and blind people using canes, and that wasn't lost on me. It seemed like the two things were really closely linked. Now, many people believe that partially sighted, severely sight impaired, blind people use canes and rely on them for their mobility. But in fact, most people in that community rely on their remaining vision, on guide dogs or on other people to help guide them. There are several reasons why a blind person might not use a cane, and I'm going to explore a few of them for you now. Number one is personal preference and independence. Now, a white cane is quite identifiable, and some people may feel a bit happier with something that's a little bit more discreet, that doesn't identify them as disabled or severely sight impaired. Number two, stigma and stereotypes. Unfortunately, in society, there is a lot of stigma around having a visual disability, and also a lot of blind people don't like to be stereotyped as a blind person, and so a lot of people shy away from using a cane in public. Number three, tech advancements. With a lot of technological advancements in navigation for blind people, there are lots of alternatives to using a cane. So some of them, like we mentioned, GPS and navigation systems like sat-nav for your car, but for blind people. There's also wearable devices and lots of smartphone apps that can help people get around without using a white cane. 4, guide dogs. Some blind individuals prefer to use a guide dog rather than a white cane for the assistance and companionship that a dog gives you, and other benefits of having a guide dog over a white cane. Namely, it might just suit your lifestyle and your own preferences better than a cane. Now, you might have seen that we did a From Pets to Guide Dogs video, which is where I introduce you to my 4 dogs and we decide which one of our 4 would be the most likely to be a guide dog. Go and check it out. Again, the link will be in the description. 5, familiar environments. Now, I know myself, when I'm in an environment that I feel familiar with, I'm confident enough that I can navigate it without a white cane. Obviously, The problem with that is that if there are small changes, it can sometimes catch you out. But a lot of people in the blind community won't use a white cane if they are in a space that they feel they know well. So 6 is partial vision. Now, some sight impaired individuals might feel like they have enough sight to be able to do certain activities and go to certain places without the need for a cane. So that's also another reason why someone might not use a white cane. And number 7, the last point, is physical comfort and convenience. As some people might find that a white cane is cumbersome to use, especially in busy places, tight spaces. It may not always feel like the most practical option. Each person's preference and experience will determine whether or not they feel comfortable using a cane. So I want to make it clear that I respect people's preference and choices. However, if you're not using a cane and you choose not to use a different alternative to maintain your individual mobility and your independence, then there's a good chance that you're going to get stuck at home and you're going to get stuck in a bit of a rut. Good news is that I am going to make sure my future videos are inspirational and hopefully motivational enough to get you wanting to take part in more activity and be more active. So that is my first aim. The second aim is that I also realise I need to work on giving you some of my confidence to get out and about and doing stuff on your own, to hopefully help you to just get out for a walk or get to your gym or get to your local pool, maybe even a triathlon or 2. So keep your eyes peeled on Blind Focus with Rob's here. Subscribe if you haven't done it already, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.